not too far family from the Black Lady Theater where it's going down with Baba Haru. And I was walking back to the train station and I ran into Brother Jerome.
Brother Jerome, yes sir.
How you doing, brother?
Doing fine, my brother. Good to see you. And you know, I watch YouTube all the time and I see Baba TV, him and Red and all the other brothers doing good work. I'm proud of these brothers, man. We need more black brothers like this, staying alive and keeping things healthy for us, man. The Slave Theater is going over there. That was an icon over there in Brooklyn, man. It's good. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but that's gentrification, you know. But I'm proud to see my brother. I just met him. I'm on my way to work. I'm proud to see my brother here doing his good work, man.
You as well, brother. Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, family.
Peace.
Take care.
Proactivity, okay? Not just talk, but talk. It is talk, but it's not just talk, okay? Because everything starts with communication.
We're gonna come together collectively and gather and put our money together, put our minds together, put our hearts together, and make something happen. All right? That's how we're going to be able to build, because there's a lot of people who ask questions in face-to-face, in person, in the comment section, and other places. Yo, what are we gonna do? What now? What do we? But when you really think about it, sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you waiting for the next tragedy? Are you waiting for the next, event to push you into the streets, or to push you to put the bullshit to the side to get to the real shit? We have to start looking at ourselves and asking ourselves, do we really know who we are?
Don't look at this as just dialogue to the lens of a camera. See, minds have to change before anything else changes, because everything that you see is an original blueprint in a mind. Peace, Black Power, Love and Light family. Brother Sankofa and brother
Redpill.
Back black at you again, right here before the lens of Baba TV, which you and I know is fire every time. What we're always bringing, we're committed to constantly bringing quantitative, qualitative, critical, and relevant information to the people. All right, so what me and my big brother, my little big brother, I think I got you by a year or something like that.
Oh.
My little big brother, okay, Pill, what we want to talk about is an event that we're planning on, for mid-October, okay, early to mid-October. We don't have the date etched in stone, but it's definitely going down. This is an event, okay, for the people, by the people. What I mean by the people who have a legitimate, genuine concern for the betterment and the empowerment of the people. I'm talking about CT RBG. I'm gonna say it again. CT RBG. What is CT RBG? For those who are privy, you know what it is. For those who aren't, I'm gonna let you know. CT RBG, all right, is Connecticut RBG basically. Okay, it is a movement that is on the ground. It is a movement that is proactive. It is a movement that is definitely involved with the people. And when I say on the ground, these brothers got the violence intervention and prevention program. These brothers and sisters, okay, they deal with ideology. We know we deal with ideology, but ideology is supposed to be the battery in our back for activity, for proactivity. I'm gonna say it again. Ideology should only be the fuel or the battery in our back for proactivity. These brothers got it, not reactivity, but proactivity, okay? And what these brothers are doing at CT RBG, which is based in New Haven, Connecticut, what they're doing is the breakfast program today. I wasn't able to make it there today, right outside of a boxing gym called Elephant in a Room, all right? They have the breakfast program every Saturday, diligently, consistently. These brothers are on the ground. That's right. Humble and loving warriors, because here it is, they're dealing with martial arts. Not only do they kick knowledge, they can also kick ass, but instead of kicking knowledge and ass, what they're doing is a good service to the community by providing nourishment and food for the kids, which opens up dialogue, all right, which makes the community proud to see that there are people with an ideology and a proactivity. It builds a trust, it builds a camaraderie, okay? And it builds a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and most of all, it builds communities. Small things like that, they count. They're really, I don't like to call them small things. Big things like that, all right? They count. Because that small thing is a big thing, because not everybody's doing it. And as a community, we're so detached from each other. We're so disengaged. We're so disunified. We don't even know each other. We're on the phone. We got our headphones on with the world in our fingertip. And the people right at the corner, you don't give a damn about a lot of us. So what we're doing is we're linking up with CT RBG in New Haven, Connecticut at a dojo. There is a martial arts dojo that the brothers operate out of that is not just a dojo, it is also an institute in the community. It is an institute in the community for a lot of different reasons, because they teach more than just martial arts. Kids are learning about business, they're learning about history, they're learning about culture. These kids are given full scholarships, okay? And this is done all from the dynamic university. Okay, Shotokan is the style of martial arts that the brothers engage in, but RBG, Black Liberation Ideology, is what they're more so engaged in for the betterment of the people, okay? So this is going to be going down once again sometime in October. By the time me and my brother Pill comes before the lens of the camera next week, we'll have a definite date etched in stone. And we're not unfamiliar with Connecticut, as you know, for those who are privy. Me and my brother Red Pill and Blue Pill, shout out to Blue Pill, shout out to KT the Arch Degree, okay, shout out to Supernova, okay, we've been out there to Waterbury, Connecticut, shout out to HOKCT. We also have a House of Consciousness in Connecticut as well, all right? So we're doing things. When I go places, I like to network, and I like to try to build a brotherhood, not just take pictures, not just get paid and then just leave. I like to try to make our words manifest into actions, and to our words should be manifestable realities. That which we talk about, there should be a proactivity initiative behind it. What this initiative that we're engaging on is dealing with health, nutrition, discipline, and strategy. So it is the strategy and nutrition, it's the strategy and health initiative. The name itself will be more so etched in stone for the edification of the people who want to participate. We're also planning on doing this on pay-per-view. We know a lot of people who are not in the tri-state area who do watch, who are part of the viewership of the House of Consciousness, Sarnetta and Baba TV, definitely want to definitely want to see what's taking place at this event that can't make it. You can definitely tune in, because we're going to have a pay-per-view set up, and it's going to be powerful, because we're going to have the sisters engaging in martial arts, showing the brothers and sisters some powerful techniques for self-defense. We need self-defense. Right. We need to defend ourselves mentally. We need to defend ourselves physiologically, eating the right foods, putting the right things in our body. And we also know how to learn how to protect our body and our temple, and just knowing about how the human body works. We're made up of 3 different dynamics. We're electrical, chemical, and mechanical beings as human beings. Knowing the intricacies of the human body, how it works, how you can obtain optimum health, why it's critically necessary, and then to strategize and organize from a healthy mind and body is an initiative that should be celebrated and should be pursued, and should definitely be championed by many more of our people. So we're going to talk about this from our perspective, and we're going to do it with some exhibitions going down and many other things that the brothers on the ground at CT RBG, shout out to you brothers, I love y'all, are doing things. These brothers come from revolutionary roots, from the Panther Party, from different militant movements and organizations and groups. One thing about New Haven, Connecticut is they have a lot of history. We know the history of Erica Huggins, the female chairwoman of the original Panther Party in the 1970s. Alex Rackley being murdered and stuff like that for suspecting being a government agent. Right. Not only that, there was a lot of stuff with the FBI shutting down the New Haven, Bridgeport chapters of the original Panther Party. I'm going to go into a lot of the history of that and how they're still doing things on the ground. And this is only not to scare you or to spook you, but it all goes and ties into strategy initiatives and how critical and necessary this is. Our opposition is very strategized. They're very strategic, and they're constantly upgrading their strategies. Here it is, we talk more about ideology, and we should, but less about strategy, which we need to. Brother Red Pill.
You pretty much said what needs to be said. I look forward to continuing to build in Connecticut. Shout out to all of the family that's in Connecticut. Shout out to my brother Kambata. You know, we just got elected for a Black Power Award for Made for This. You know what I mean? And also, yeah. So that brother right there is very talented. You know, I've met a ton of talented people in Connecticut, Waterbury, and also in New Haven as well. So I just want to keep building that bridge. You know, it's very important that in this day and time, we have that conversation about strategy. This is something you got to remember. Strategy is the part of the conversation that doesn't necessarily show up on film, right? You don't strategize on YouTube. You don't strategize on camera. You don't see the team, you know what I mean? You don't see Mayweather strategizing live on TV before his fight. You don't see the opposing team when it's halftime in the locker room strategizing how they're going to either continue to lead or get the lead and win the next quarter. That's right. So these are going to be closed door, you know, conversations. These are going to be bills. These are going to be, you know, conversations that we're going to have with these soldiers that are on the ground already doing the work. Like the brother said, proactive, not reactive. I don't trust reactionaries. Reactionaries are moving off of emotions. Reactionaries are not moving off of, they're moving off of batteries and flattery. They're not moving off of strategy. You know what I'm saying? We want to move off of strategy, meaning that we want to make moves before the media, the mainstream media, or the news tells us to make a move. You know what I mean? That's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see a lot of things grow out of things like that. Reactionary movements. Reactionary movements are just pop-up movement. They're like a pop-up shop. So look forward to that date. Look forward to what it is that we're going to be bringing to the table. A lot of information, you know, because this is the time for a lot of information, pertinent information. Initiatives that make sense, initiatives that are rooted in solutions, not just telling people what they already know. So yeah, I look forward to that. Is there anything that you want to, I'm gonna let you add on.
Okay, I want to say this too. For New Haven, a lot of history there as it pertains to black people. We know that the mutiny on the Amistad, a lot of what took place as far as them landing on this side of the ocean was right there in New Haven. There's an Amistad Avenue, Amistad Boulevard right downtown New Haven. Wow. You know, not only that, I mean, New Haven, the Shotogan University, the sensei actually is a part of history. For he himself, former member of the Nation of Islam, right, was also a part of Malcolm X security team at one point. He's also the head sensei, all right, and we call him the professor, that's teaching these jewels of knowledge, okay, and physical discipline and self-respect to the people. New Haven is a very black city. A lot of people might, Connecticut, I thought there was a bunch of casinos and rich crackers up there in Greenwich Village or something. No, she'll be sleeping. Now, New Haven, okay, a lot of work is being done. A lot of work needs to be done there, okay? A lot of work needs to be done everywhere. And me and Redpill is going to be on a trek on a journey from city to city. But every journey starts with a first step. Why not somewhere right here in the tri-state with us? I'm from New England, originally out of Boston. That's right here in New England. And not only that, we have an affinity to Connecticut. We've done work out there. We've networked with people out there, okay? Shout out to Pup. Hartford, Connecticut. Keep doing your things. Kiss mom on the forehead for me, all right? Hope she's getting better. Shout out to my brother Travis Roten. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chill Will, the CT HOK again. Also, it's a city, right, that's predominantly black, has a black police chief, okay, a black sister that's a mayor, okay, and a black fire marshal. Wow. Also, a couple of years ago, it's been the number 4th, and then another year, the number 2, second highest or second most dangerous city in America. So not only is the pathologies there, but also the revolutionaries are there, and we have the teachers and the revolutionaries there and the pathologies. So when you put this synergy together, what do you have coming out of that? Proactivity, okay? Not just talk, but talk. It is talk, but it's not just talk. Okay, because everything starts with communication. So the talk that we're talking about is going to be called real talk. And the reason why I'm going to say real talk, because we plan to back it with action, solution orientation, and we're going to deal with that which needs to be dealt with as far as the pathos that we're dealing with, even those who are conscious. A lot of people who are in the conscious community have a lot of unchecked pathos, a lot of disorders, and it's because as a people we're hurt and we have never been properly healed, and we're lacking in a lot of different areas as far as discipline and self-improvement, okay, is concerned. So therefore we deal with emotionalism instead of strategy, and we wonder why a lot of our movements and organization are losing weight and becoming anorexic as far as the populations or the membership is concerned in these movements, because people are getting burnt out to see no results. It's a hard thing already to wake up black folk, to deal with people subsiding from you that may be a former loved one or a relative or a person of interest, or certain jobs you may lose. And there's people that separate themselves from, or you may have to separate yourself from people because you take on something that you perceive, and it is a great noble cause that is a bigger than yourself, only to be around people who have unchecked egos, who are undisciplined, who are arrogant and very divisive, with a deep ideology and African-centeredness. I call that Eurocentric African-centeredness. I'm going to say it again. That is Eurocentric African-centeredness. I have to be right. And if you're not following my way or the path I'm on to be right, or you don't believe the stories that I believe in, then I am not going to network and organize with you. I'll say it on camera. I'll say it on camera for aesthetics, because that is the thing to say. But deep down inside, I ain't messing with you niggas. Yep. A lot of people harbor this attitude, and that's why we're lacking in a lot of areas where the information is powerful, but it's only powerful ideologically. Proactively, right? It's not powerful, and it can be, because we're now organizing and strategizing. Right. I think we want to make organizing and strategizing a popular thing. The debates are good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just debates. Marcus Garvey and the UNIA used to have debates and concerts back in the 1920s, all right, and published writings of the people in their movement. Why? Is geared towards making our people aware, okay, and heightening the consciousness of our people. You see what I'm saying? But here it is. A lot of times when we debate now, out of a debate or out of a lecture, I would like to see an institution or a movement pop up. Or, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see some healing happen that corresponds directly with that which we're talking about, because the whole purpose and functionality of knowledge is for self-improvement, not for self-grandizement, not for mental and emotional masturbation, not just to feel good, because you got some conscious groupies, men and women ones. They make you feel good because you see the thumbs up. Now, we all like that. We all like to be loved. That's the brother right there. We all like to be loved for loving what we do. We all like to be loved for loving what we do. But if we treat being proactive, right, and being on the ground the same way a Christian treats their agape faith, or a Muslim treats being on his deen, his Siratul Mustaqim, you know what I'm saying? Or being on his square. If we, people that claim to be revolutionaries, conscious, enlightened, teachers, and light bearers, we have to get on the ground. We have to step our game up, myself included. And what we want to do is tackle a lot of things going on in the community, deal with some healing, some health and fitness, and some strategy. This is what we need. This is what the people want. It's long overdue, but it's damn sure right on time, my brother.
Yo, just the other day, we did a journalistic approach to reporting on the rally that was taking place at the NFL headquarters with Colin Kaepernick. Me and Brother Rich decided, yo, this is something that we're not known to do rallies and protests, but hey, let's do it this time. You know what I mean? So I went down there, I made it a family affair. My father was already talking about doing that, because that's his prerogative, right? Then my uncle went, then I had my son with me, and I was like, yo, we all gonna just go. So it was a beautiful affair. This was right on in front of the NFL headquarters. It was a beautiful affair, just seeing our people coming together with purpose. Why does somebody always have to die? Why does somebody always have to, why is there a wrong always have to be done? That's called reacting to pain, right? Why can't we just get together with a purpose outside of the fact that we trying to help a brother get his job back? Because keep in mind, that wasn't the only thing that was taking place at that protest or that rally. They put in a long list of demands. You feel what I'm saying? That superseded just Colin Kaepernick. It was allowing other NFL players to voice their opinions, have the safe haven for them to have a peace of mind, amongst other things and whatnot. So I'm like, yo, the power in that whole demonstration was the fact that our people had came together. Me and you went to the Million Man March in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was a life-changing, that was a shift for me. Because that shift showed me the power in numbers. If I didn't learn anything from that demonstration, it was the fact that, yo, it's a lot of conscious people out here. Brothers was introducing themselves from places all over the world to me and you. Just us walking through, they like, yo, Red, yo, Sankofa, yo, Sa, So I'm like, yo, I'm looking at it like, yo, the answers or the solutions that we seek are simply right here in the audience. Me and this brother's out. When we get up in the morning, we proactively decide to step outside of our houses to pursue this movement and to pursue the virtues of our elders, shoulders that we're standing on. There's no days off with this. The only thing that we really need to make this thing do what it do is everybody else needs to wake up and feel the same way. And when the call is made for all of us to come and form Voltron, or for us to come together, we don't gotta give you a body on a platter. Why we gotta pull out a cadaver for niggas to feel, yo, it's I gotta come out and react and cry and sing songs with these niggas, you know what I'm saying, and hold hands and whatnot and pray, and then I feel like I did something. Rather than saying, you know what, these brothers is coming together to make some moves. Or at least one weekend in every month, we're going to come together collectively and gather and put our money together, put our minds together, put our hearts together, and make something happen. All right? That's how we're going to be able to build, because there's a lot of people who ask questions in face-to-face, in person, in the comment section, and other places. Yo, what are we going to do? What now? What do we... But when you really think about it, sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you waiting for the next tragedy? Are you waiting for the next, event to push you into the streets, or to push you to put the bullshit to the side to get to the real shit? We have to start looking at ourselves and asking ourselves, do we really know who we are? Do we really know what time we're in? Do you really know the importance of today, of the now? And do you know who you are in this movie? Because I'm fully aware who me and this brother is. I'm fully aware who Baba is. I'm fully aware of what it is that we're doing in the now, in the present, and what it's going to mean in the future. I'm fully aware of that. So when I'm looking at brothers like Baba Dick Gregory, who made transition, it's situations like that that put into perspective who we are and what we mean and what it is that we're here to do. Because you'll be able to measure yourself by the company that you keep. That's what I've been told. So when you realize that the great ones that all of Black America have paid attention to when they made transition, the Baba Dick Gregorys of the world, the Dr. Sabis, the Francis Cress Welsons, in their transition, they become immortalized and canonized amongst the 44 million of our black people. But then when you look at the people who are left behind, it's me and you. It's my brother, it's my mother, it's other people that are in this community. We're not separated. We're not separate from these legends. We're only a continuum, a continuation, who are standing on the shoulders of these great ones. And if Black America is paying attention to them only when they're dying, like me and the brother was asking, why do they only acknowledge the freedom fighters? Why do they only acknowledge the people on the front line? Why do they only acknowledge the great ones in their death? They dragged Muhammad Ali, and only when he died it was safe to say he was a cool revolutionary. They dragged Prince. They dragged Michael Jackson. They dragged Muhammad Ali. They dragged Martin Luther King. He was one of the most hated people in America, as well as Malcolm X. They canonized them after his death. And then they monetized them and commodified them and started naming streets after them. But not when they were alive. So my main thing is this. Pay attention to the now. That's the only time that matters. That's the only time that you can affect the change, right? And like the brother said, it's about self-transformation, not self-aggrandizement, not living vicariously through your favorite avatar on YouTube. None of that shit. It's about what are you doing with the information. Even if you're following somebody, what are you doing by watching their transformation and their demonstration? How are you applying it to your journey? Gotta ask these questions. So me and his brother have work to do. We're starting it out in Connecticut. We're going to continue it. I love going to do lectures in these murder capitals. Do you know why? Because every time we go into these places that everybody is scared to go or scared to help or scared to teach or even scared to talk about, niggas don't even want to talk about Chirac. I could feel the transformation taking place when we leave. I could feel the frequency rising. I could feel the change because when we go there, we don't see anything that these people are talking about. We see beautiful people coming out. We see the fire in our people's eyes when they come because they know that they are the ones who are going to affect the change in these places. Harlem used to be considered, or New York for that matter, was considered a murder capital.
That's right.
You understand?
Over 2,000 a year.
You know what I'm saying? So
Crazy.
if we could watch the transformation take place out here, if I can watch the whole, everything terraform around me, as my consciousness rose up, I watched everything around me rise up. We watched all of these dark clouds leave and whatnot, because you gotta understand who you are. You gotta understand your purpose. And as like they say, if you want to change the world, start with you first. I'm gonna let the brother be.
And I want to say that's why I love this brother, man. That's why working with him is an honor and a privilege every time, because not only do I teach, I also learn, and we learn from each other. And that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what? Black people, we are dope. We are the truth. We are the shit. Even in our decadent and ratchet condition as a collective speaking, we are the truth. Even under oppression, we have the aura and the energy of kings and queens. The way we dress, the way we flow. We're the most hated, but yet the most imitated. We are the hated, but yet the most imitated. And people are imitating us in our ignorance through conditioning. And the ignorance, like you said, is being monetized and marketed and promoted, right? To make more ignorance become popular. All right, and to manufacture the criminal or the debased, okay, or the ratchet black mind, okay, where the white boy even feels that they can call each other. They calling each other niggas, not just us. Call me nigga, you have a problem. A jaw gonna get wired, but they calling each other nigga, thinking it's cool. We can. So my whole point of saying this, we have that ability. That is that essence in us as the mothers and fathers of the planet. You know what I'm saying? Our children are acting like bastard children and hate their own parents. But see, we can lead the world again. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Not to sound euphemistic or biblical. You know what I'm saying? But that is true, because everything happens centripetal. Everything happens in cycles. We are going through a cycle as this paradigm of consciousness is changing. Don't look at this as just dialogue to the lens of a camera. See, minds have to change before anything else changes, because everything that you see is an original blueprint in a mind. Whether it is this planet tree, to this building that is here, to the vehicles that you see driving, all started as an idea and a blueprint and a consciousness and a mind, right? Somebody had to have faith, somebody had to take rejection, somebody had to fail a few times, but they kept being forthwith, and they manifest everything that you see around you. Friction.
Out of friction comes creation.
Out of friction comes creation.
So friction translates to somebody slamming the door in your face saying no. Friction translates to somebody stunting on you. Friction translates to somebody running away with the bag, and you got to figure out how to get it back. That's friction.
And that's what is necessary, because when you're in this in a non-romantic way, you're going to make mistakes. Brother Sankofa gonna make mistakes. It's inevitable. But see, the sum total of the quality of the fiber of what makes me who and what I am is my diligence, my commitments, and my realness to this. So even flaws and all, because I want to be a better brother, a better comrade, a better friend, right? A better man as a participant in this, right? Teaching that is geared towards breaking shackles off the mind, so when the mind changes, the activities that we're engaged in change and the community changes. All these things happen in time. We have to be realistic about it. We have to have expectation management, but most of all, God damn it, we got to be real. We got to be forthwith. Everything starts in the mind, because some people say, what are y'all going to do besides teaching? Nobody goes to a news person and says, what are you going to do? Just keep reporting the news to us? The only thing a news person is not going to go do is to your town and speak to the people on the ground and report to you real news and give you real solution orientation, or let's sit down and put it all on the table together.
Yeah,
okay? How many reporters are teaching? Not only do we do that, right? Okay, what are we teaching? We're teaching truth that is not popular. So we're met with a lot of times, with a lot of love, and we love the love, and we appreciate the hate even, because the hate, it only boosts my competitive and my warrior spirit to keep doing what I'm doing and to do it better. We are met with opposition, seen and unseen, overt and covert, black and white. You know what I'm saying? Yes. This is what takes place, all because we love the people so much that we want to give message, and we're not the only one teaching, but if you're tuning in, you find value in that which we're teaching, especially if you're still listening, you find value, and those many people who are watching this for the first time. Many people don't know what's wrong, to the depth of what's wrong, how it got to be so wrong, and what they can do to transform themselves to become a spoke in the wheel of a transformation that we much so needed. Okay? That all starts with changing the mind. When you go to school, kindergarten, right? Kindergarten. Right, like garden, kindergarten. Yeah, garden is in the word. That's where you plant seeds in the mind. And kindergarten, right? See, but if you don't tend to your garden, somebody else will. See, we haven't been planting the right seeds in the minds of our children because the wrong seeds have been planted in us. And when there's corrupt fruit, right, that's because the root is corrupt.
Keep in mind.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to uproot, I'm real brief, we have to weed and seed. Pull out old weeds and plant new seeds, and this starts by changing the consciousness, because there cannot be any real, proactive, effective, and long-term impact that brings about a desired change unless there is first a change in the consciousness. People have to know what they're standing up for, how to stand up for it, and the opposition in which they're facing, to be intelligent in their proactivity. See, so these are the things that we have to deal with from a mature, from an intelligent, and from a sincere standpoint. All right?
I just quickly, briefly, powerful. I briefly wanted to add on that we always have to keep in mind about the first 7 years of development. Like he was saying, the seed planting phases, we need more so in our community more than anybody. If we're talking about this reprogramming phase, we need cartoonists, we need artists, and we need storytellers, because they're giving our children back to us as teenagers, or with the goddamn program already built in. I monitor with my daughter. My daughter's 4 years old. My son is 9. I've been watching what they've been watching throughout the years. The programming is taking place with Peppa Pig. The programming is taking place with Nickelodeon. The programming is taking place in all of, because if you're an artist and you understand the subtleties that are being put in this artwork, in this programming, and then you get into Disney, they're all doing magic. Right? They got white. Yes. You out of here? Indeed. Give me a hug.
See, the babies
take care. All right.
Kindergarten.
Indeed. No doubt. Exactly. Because if we're able to teach our babies from the womb who they are and who they're not, right? And be able to put archetypes, be able to teach them folklore that the ancestors were known to teach, and things. Why are they learning about anything else but their culture at this point? That's right. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I'm not comfortable. You should not be comfortable with Disney being the one who's going to program the imagination and the consciousness, the subconscious, and the super consciousness of the babies. And these are indigos, these are crystals, these are star seeds. You understand?
See, this generation
Especially this generation.
started working so hard on their minds.
Facts. You understand? So they're giving them all of these warped images. They're creating this this iconography in their subconsciousness as to who has the power, who's great, who's superior, if that's even a kind. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta really, really begin to bring our creatives that are amongst us into strategic settings, strategy where they're able to feel comfortable creating. Meaning that we have to have institutions that have the latest in technology, computers, 3D printing machines, all of these things. They got all of these tablets now where, you know what I mean? They teaching babies to code. You can learn how to code as a baby. You could go online and learn how to build design video games for free.
Kids be showing me what to do.
Exactly.
How do you do this?
So we have to have inside of homeschooling, inside of these institutions, like if you live in one of these small towns, like the towns that we're going to where the real estate has bottomed out because of what's taking place with the quote unquote, the drug scourge and whatever. Start creating these after school programs. I'm a federal contractor. I have a bid right now in both Houston and in Brooklyn for early childhood development. Shout out to Sister Cheryl out there, and shout out to the brother Garfield. They helped me with my paperwork to help me become a federal contractor. Okay, I have $1 million bid that I'm going after right now, and there's grant writers out there that know about $1 million grants that are out there. We have to get serious and hunker down and begin to get into the minds of these babies. They the indigo. Yo, when my daughter was 2 years old, she knew how to fully operate the whole goddamn iPhone. I'm talking about all of the apps. She mastered them.
They be on it.
Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. She's watching her own cartoons, rewinding it, saving it. I'm like, what's going on? So if the babies are being born hardwired, and we know that we're the indigos, and we know that we were hardwired when we came, but the ones that are coming right now are coming with a purpose. Why are we not identifying the purpose? Why are we not nurturing that purpose? Why are we not feeding it?
Come on.
Huh? We're supposed to have little children, babies, developing apps right now, learning how to speak in the computer languages, which are the languages of the future. Why they not learning PHP, Ruby Rails, and all of these other things? So, what the brother said, I'm just adding on. We really have to work on the consciousness of our people. Keep in mind, we're in the midst of a renaissance right now.
Come on, speak.
You got Jay-Z going in.
Yeah.
And I don't care about what nobody got to say. Miss me with all of the hatred. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with all of the judgment. Miss me with all of that other fuck shit that y'all be on. He don't gotta say anything. Oh, he's just riding the wave. Well, cowabunga, my nigga, get on the wave.
Right.
If he's riding the wave, that means that the wave that you riding on is goddamn a force.
Right.
I have a document from the Pentagon, right? I have it in my Into Deep lecture. Shout out to it's on Black Magic 363, where I show that they just recently came out with a memo. The memo is saying that American empire is failing. They identified in the memo one of the four highlights of why they're failing. The number one is because of the rise in consciousness inside of the borders of America. What consciousness you think they talking about? Alt-right? They're referring to what they deemed the alt-left, which doesn't exist. But he created this because he came in and they said that they're going to give you alt-facts, and you fell for that. So he's creating an alt-reality. He's creating alt-history. And your God is an alt-mystery. So you already live in an illusion, and they're just programming the illusion. This world, this matrix that we live in right now, not the shit that don't try to bring back the 80s on me. Right now, this world that we live in is mixed in with reality and fantasy. This is this shit is the matrix for real. The internet and other things have formed a reality where you could be any goddamn thing that you want to be.
That's right.
This is the world that you live in right now. This is the proverbial matrix. I could go online and be in. If we wanted to, we could take off flying right now, and nobody could stop us. And there's a child or there's a young man or young woman who believed that me and this man just took off flying and we could fly. Huh?
On a drone.
On a drone, exactly. You know, so I'm not saying all of that to say a bad thing. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about imagination. Magi nation. You are the magi. You are the one who are creating this world around you. Like Brother Sankofa told you, every single thing that you see around us, from this camera to this gate to the cars in the street, started as an idea. It was in your mind. Okay? For the people who are so caught up in religion and don't understand the parables, or don't understand when they say that ye are God, that you could create everything in this holographic universe, in this reality that's programmable with a thought. So if you find your people, if you find your race in a rut where you're at the bottom, you have to think your way out of it. Not just think it, but do it. You got to start working towards a goal. Do we have a collective idea or goal or concept in order? Do you understand that war is not physical? War is implanting ideas and concepts and ideologies. That's what it starts out. It ends up as a physical battle, but war starts out as an idea. It's a battle of ideas first. So they are running around in mainstream media. They are running around in the theater of war or the theater of politics, inserting new ideas in our people and people around the world's mind. The cocksucker got up there and said, you're trying to alternate, you're trying to change the culture, when he was like, they taking down the Confederate statues, and why would they do that? If you're gonna take this one down, you might as well take all of them down. I'm like, why not? Yeah, let's take them all down. Topple them all. And we got on here and we said, what? Why aren't people just volunteering to take it down? And the next day, what did they do? Right there in Durham, North Carolina, they volunteered and took the shit down. Speak it into existence if you really know who you are and the power of the word. And you gotta understand, know thyself. Know what role you play in this movie. Are you the director, my nigga, or are you on the supporting cast? You know what I'm saying?
It says, in the beginning was the Word.
The word.
For those who are inclined to divinity through religion or through religious dogma or concepts in specific books. Yeah. It says, in the beginning. And now that concept.
Thank you.
That concept is not religious. All right, even though it is in a it's quoted by religious adherents, and it's not true because it's in the Bible. It's true because it's true. Simple as that. Okay, so the words reflect the thinking. All right, thought is the words are blueprints of really the thought is the blueprint of which you manifest as words, and then the words have to become actions. So we have to change our thought process. We have to imbue our minds, right, with a broader scope, depth, and layered and tiered level of consciousness. And as this ever advancing and technologically evolving world that is trying to write black people, already written out of any respectable commentary in history to a great part, but trying to finish us off, because you have to assassinate the character of a people before you can assassinate them and make it suitable or acceptable to the public. So therefore, because our image has been assassinated via a lot of music, narratives, movies, and imaging that we perpetuate ourselves, because we've internalized a lot of the racist ideas, the false ideas, and the stereotypes. We've internalized that. We have psychological issues, insecurities, and self-hatred comes from that, right? What happens is us doing what we're doing is doing our part. Not that there's not more that needs to be done. Your part is networking, not y'all just talking. We're talking to reach out, to teach, and to outreach, and we're doing a successful job at it. We're responsible for waking up thousands. It's not no glory to us. All the glory goes to the people that paved the way leading up to me. Because I am a product and a reflection of them, and I want greater products and greater reflections to come out of what we're doing with our level of participation in this. Okay?
Yeah, so ceiling.
There's no ceiling.
No ceiling. Like it's limitless.
It's
like,
limitless.
The potential is endless.
Okay, so
there should be 100 red pills out there at this point. There should be 100.
and there are. Step forward.
And you have to step forward. There's a part that you got to play at the end of the day. You understand? Because of the times that we're living in, because we can identify that this is the post-solar eclipse. You know, I don't know about you, but I felt the change. I felt the shift. I saw the sun shine brighter that day and every day so forth. I felt it. I don't know if you might not be in alignment. You might not be able to feel certain things. Might not be in tune. But you got to tune your tuning fork in order to hear and in order to feel it, in order to see it. Because it is the now. Like I said, the power of the now. So, like the brother was saying, we live in a very powerful, precarious, and an interesting time. Where anything can happen, but the programming that has been done has to be undone.
It's a must.
It got to be undone. We did not control the means of production. What do I mean? We do not produce our own food. So we've been eating poison for decades upon decades upon decades. And unfortunately, you are what you eat. So a lot of people are those GMOs that they've been eating. A lot of dudes are those chickens that they've been eating. Okay? A lot of people got that mad cow disease that they've been eating for all of those years. Sorry to say. You eat through your eyes, through your ears, and through your mouth. So hip-hop turned 44. What have you been eating for 44 years? Can you identify that? All right? So if we can identify that there's a renaissance taking place, that there's a movement of people waking up who are fulfilling the prophecy of a quote-unquote age of enlightenment or this age of information or this Aquarian age, then all we have to say is this. What part are you willing to play to add on to the mass awakening?
Let me say this too. And we're the voice for a lot of people, because a lot of people won't speak and because they can't speak, and then some people shouldn't, not because they're not qualified.
You could do.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, you can do it. We need more doers and less speakers anyway. There were more black conscious authors and writers on narratives of our consciousness and history, what's going on in the world and why. All right, we have the plethora of information that's out there, so a lot of people can study and be doers. And what the age that we're in, very interesting. Cameras are everywhere. Covert opposition is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So we need people on different levels. Okay, we're doing our part now. Some people need to be underground. Now, when I say underground, some people might think, well, I ain't going to live out in the woods somewhere and be hiding from. That's not what I mean by underground, or living down underneath the sidewalk in a sewer with rats. That's not what I mean, living down there with Splinter. That's not what underground means. It's a figurative term. And what that basically means is that you're covert or that you're anonymous in your participation with certain movements. You know what I mean? That you have to be. Because some people have, in certain cities, a lot of the municipal workers are made up of black people. So a lot of them, because of their jobs, and because of, man, forget that job working for the white man. Every journey nigga starts with a first step. Let's be realistic. Until you have a nation or a job to provide for them with their skill set or their training or their years invested in it, provide for them to provide for their family, you got to work with people where they're at. We got to stop being romantic, and we got to be realistic, or we're never going to have a movement that moves. We're never going to have a movement that is really a movement. Keyword is move. Action word. It's not going to be progressive, and it's not going to have any real impact with the people, because us teaching is nothing. The people is where the power comes from. The power is in the people. The knowledge is supposed to inspire the people to tap into their greatest resource, which is the power within. See, some people don't need to be out. We need connections, we need representation, we need resources that is going to come from different walks of life and in different categories in society that our people are in, that have a like mind. You got to understand strategy. We need to get in tune with the art of war. We need to be eternal optimists, and we need to be survivalist. We need to have those attitudes in order to win. Ideology alone isn't good, because I see a lot of people get burnt out, lost, and turned out because they get tired of it. And they see people ain't waking up and going to these events, niggas arguing all the time. You know what? Forget this, man. I'm gonna go back and be a nigga, man. It was more fun being a nigga anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and in some cases, it's understandable. Not that I agree, because I look at things in layers. I can see why. Not that I agree with them. Some people rock back to sleep. It's not an easy thing to do and commit to waking up a people that will fight you for fighting for them. So that's one of the greatest fights, and this is one of the greatest callings that we have. Like I said, it's not about us, it's about the people. I learned not just from books, I learned from the people, okay? I learned not just knowledge, but how to interact more with the people want and need. My maturity levels have stepped up, okay? Because of my participation and interaction more so with the people. Even in disagreements with people, I've learned certain things about myself and how I respond under pressure and what I need to work on. So I take all of this, right, only to make myself a better offering before the people, because we got a lot of work to do. And at this event, going back to 184 Dixwell Avenue at the Shotokan Dynamic University Martial Arts Academy, we want the people to really be tuning in that can't make it, because we'll be on pay-per-view. This is something that the family wants to watch, because we're going to have kids doing a demonstration. We're going to have the sisters on deck. We're going to have me and Redpill there. So it's not going to be me and Redpill grandstanding, or me and Redpill being long-winded like you know we like to be. But we're going to be talking about progression, and it's going to be an interactive, right, type of thing between the people, us, and the community. And this is definitely something that you want the children and the family to see. This is an event that we can say is a family event. All the events are for the family. But some people might shy away because they perceive, well, damn, you know, drama, and I don't want to see no debates. It's not a debate, you know what I'm saying? But but we are gonna expose contradictions. If anything, we're gonna, not without a debate, a mono debate, where we're debating or dialoguing or checking ourselves in a very honest and a very intelligent and in a very sincere way, right? Because we are the problem. You damn right. But we are also the solution. How are we the problem? Because the way we can be oppressed continually still at this day and time with all the knowledge that we have is the level of where we're at mentally and emotionally. Therefore, our participation or our relationship with Europeans is directly responsible to the level of relationship we have. You know what I'm saying? What we know about ourselves or don't, how we see ourselves, right? It deals directly with how we engage with just not the European, but other people as well. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a sense of nationhood, and we could talk about how we need nationhood all we want, but let's just start on a basic level and deal with strategy, because people are going to have different ideologies, different concepts, different ideas, and even if we have the same idea, same ideology, some people have different methodologies. Well, I do it this way. That's why you got different splinter groups in every damn group. You know what I'm saying? But what we want to do at this event, family, definitely make sure you check it out. And we're going to keep posting it because the date's not etched in stone, but it's going to be in mid-October. Okay, we're going to be talking about health, wealth, strategy initiatives. Why this is important for the community. We're going to have poetry. We're going to be dealing with martial arts. We're going to have a off-the-chain martial art demonstration from some of the babies that we have out there on the ground. And most of all, this is for you, the people, man. So make sure you tune in, because you're not just helping the platform or us by watching it. You're helping the children. You're helping to offset and undermine the programming that is constantly being perpetuated into their minds on a daily basis through television. You got cable paying a bill with damn so many channels. You don't even know the name of all them channels. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the internet. Then you got Netflix. And there's nothing wrong with entertainment. There's just something wrong with not having a balance. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with entertainment. There's something wrong with just only having entertainment. You don't have a balance in entertainment. You instead of art imitating life, you imitating art and trying to base your life on it. Yeah, we need edutainment, education, and entertainment mix, edutrainment. Okay, education and training mix on a positive note. You see what I'm saying? And this brainwashing, this billboards that you see around. Ads, narratives, commercial, mono-idealism is real. And even a lot of the publications, from hip-hop magazines to newspaper articles, over 200 different magazines, books, and stuff like that are published directly by the CIA themselves and the FBI. Did you know that? So even them and a lot of the TV show narratives are controlled and pushed directly by them. So we have our work set out. What's that, brother?
The 1800 TV shows and movies are directly related to the Pentagon. Yeah.
Yeah, they control a lot of the things that you see. It's called monoidealism. A lot of this goes back to people by the name of George Estabrook, a hypnosis, a military strategist, and a psychologist. Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, who is supposed to be the father of psychology, of modern day the study of psychology. He's the father of marketing and promotion. So a lot of the things that you see from just going to a movie theater, there was a time, because a movie, I believe, a film has 24 frames in it. It's really 23. The 24th frame was left blank, so that the subconscious mind could process that what you're seeing, because you're seeing a whole bunch of different frames just flying before your face at once. So with Edward Bernays, the father of modern day marketing, right, and promotion and public relations, what he did, which is propaganda, and propaganda is a powerful tool. It's the best weapon that they got. Better than any missile, bomb, or chemical device that they could use on you is controlling the mind first, so you can be an exploitable cash cow. So what he did, psyops, there you go. So what he did was he took pictures, it's called splicing. He took film splicing. He took, a picture of maybe popcorn, a product such as popcorn, peanuts, hot dog, things that they sell in the theaters. And they noticed when they started to do that in the 24th frame, which was left blank, the subconscious mind, which controls the conscious mind, where you can't even see popcorn and peanut. People had urges for peanut, popcorn, and foods that they wasn't even thinking about. And then the food or the canteen part of the movie theater, where they have the refreshment stand, concession stand, went up by the billions of dollars. Bacon was the fat that they used to throw away, pig belly. But he's the one that said, you take the bacon, right? You call it bacon, first of all, instead of pork belly. You cut into thin slices and bake it, and you call it part of a healthy breakfast. You put a pitcher of orange juice, some eggs, make sure the eggs are very yellow so they can jump out at you. Eggs, orange juice, and milk, and all this stuff, and call it a part of a healthy, balanced diet. Lies, propaganda, right? And watch how the bacon industry, that's America's #1 breakfast, is damn bacon and eggs for most people. So these are the type of people who are at the top, or even better minds than that, because they're trained by him and took it to another level. But these are the roots and the seeds, all right, of those behind the marketing, what you see is promoted through television and other narratives that are being embedded in our mind. Therefore, I only say that so you can take more seriously the urge to unshackle your mind, right? And to transcend from that by engaging and being in tune. Study, research, understanding military strategy, understanding all kind of different things. I'm reading a book right now by the Navy SEALs. Talk about 100 different ways, 100 different tactics that they use and stratagems that they use. You know what I'm saying? Powerful information. Not everybody's going to read all that information, but that's why you have mouthpieces like us to convey it to you, to reveal it to you, and you can get a little bit of knowledge of it. Go Google it if you don't feel like reading. Download the audio book. Listen to it while you're cleaning the house, but definitely start to heighten your level of consciousness and awareness in this ever-evolving and advancing world, right? Where we're stagnant, we're controlled, we're conditioned, and we're lost and turned out, all right? This is for the family. So we're here to talk about information that is pertinent, that is relative, that is qualitative, and that is quantitative. Anything you want to close out with, brother?
Get the Know the Ledge app. Know the Ledge in the iTunes store, the Google Play store. Get that on your phone, the mobile app. Like the brother said, we'll see you in October. Salute. Oh, to end on that note, for all of my writers out there, for all of my script writers, for all of my programmers, for all of my directors, for all of my painters, all of the creatives, you now live in a day and time where it's not just in nouveau to get this information that the brother's talking about, but your task and your job, if you so choose to wear that, to put that on your shoulders, is to create the balance. We already identified all of the programming that's taking place, the thousands of shows that are passing through the Pentagon and the CIA. But what show are you ready to create? What show are you are you ready to sit down with a creative team and put together and to put out there through the internet? So you don't gotta wait for HBO anymore. You have it has been democratized. The field has been leveled. Right. You could get programs our final cut and all of these other things. Like, you have the power in your hands. There's no more time to talk about what you can't do and what you won't do, and just do it. That's what I want to lead a family with. Be inspired to make some change and make some things happen, and don't put this on the shoulders of just a few people.
Right.
Facts.
That's right. So you know what's wrong, many of us, right? We also know what's right. So what we have to do is implement what's right to offset what's wrong, okay? So we got to be the change that we want to be. Get right. Black people, listen to me. Get right or get left. Fall behind. Peace and black power. Until next time.